Statues. In a country like India, which has bestowed to the world exquisite craftsmanship, art, and architecture since ancient times, it is rather disheartening to read that a recently built statue of Shivaji Maharaj has collapsed. The art of making sculptures in India has existed since the Indus Valley civilization. The famous dancing girl, a prehistoric bronze sculpture, dates to 2300 and 1750 BC, discovered by the British archaeologist Ernest Marquet while excavating the Mohenjo-daro region in 1926, sheds light on the sophistication of technique artists of the time had. Many centuries later, in the 18th and 19th century, there was a surge in the number of colossal statues built in public places celebrating gods and goddesses as well as public figures who either had power and control or were highly regarded by the people of the region. The practice was perhaps taken from the Italian Renaissance masters Donatello and Michelangelo. These beautifully molded metal cast and marble carved statues continue to stand tall on the Florentine squares of Italy. In India, cenotaphs and temples were more popular, worshipping deities and paying homage to kings and queens. The grandeur of the temple and cenotaph would largely be based on the popularity and greatness of the departed soul. Soon after that era, statues took precedence in public areas with freedom fighters, politicians, and people of prominence being commemorated. These statues can often be seen as a projection of a country's cultural and political values at a particular moment in time. Historically, these monuments would be commissioned to be designed and built by the best artists and sculptors of the nation. There was a rigorous process with attention to design and detail. The best quality of material would then be chosen, keeping in mind how they would react to the weather and climate of the region. These public statues were also planned respecting the place and prioritizing the existing town and city planning. There was also a maintenance plan in order to look after and preserve these works of art, given they were susceptible to weathering. These figures were often deified. While countless statues have been built in the past decade, there is little to no priority given to the quality and planning of them. At the Bhavnagar University, they erected a statue of my great grandfather. 7 years later, the metal has rusted The glorified statue left to decay despite several pleas to have it cleaned, maintained, and restored. I hope the recent fall of the Shivaji Maharaj statue sparks conversation and brings to the forefront issues such as workmanship, quality, and more importantly, the purpose of building these public works of art. The 35 feet statue had rusted nuts and bolts in a period of mere 9 months from being built. Was the quality of the metal or the climate of the region not taken into account? The art of creating a statue seems to be lost in propaganda and politics. The French slogan, art for art's sake, may be wishful thinking, but perhaps if attention to detail was given, these statues, like the ancient ones, would stand the test of time. In India, cenotaphs and temples were more popular, worshipping deities and paying homages to kings and queens. Cenotaph. Cenotaph. Cenotaph means a special statue or building built in memory of particular people who died in war, often with their names written on it.